Is this a picture of the great disaster? An apocalyptic site with ash and fire? Is there an actually phoenix bird hidden in the soil? Here you see a very common staple of Finnish agriculture history: slash and burn agriculture. It works by burning the forest. Burned wood creates ash, which fertilizes the topsoil. After that, you can plant the soil and receive many good seasons of crops. In some cases, almost 5 years. There were no fertilizer during most of history of Finland. Peasants didn't have animals that could produce manure to fertilize the fields, so burning forests was the only way to receive fertile land. It was also a very good way to clear land. The practice is actually very ecological. The topsoil only scorches when the forest is burned. That sounds very inefficient to modern day forestry use, but for the time being, it worked perfectly. This agricultural practice of slash and burn is thousands of years old. It was during the 18th century that the more modern, stable population centers were growing, and forests had other uses in the local agrarian economies. Forests didn't have time to regrow, so people started to practice the non-ecological way to slash and burn. They gathered branches and leaves on the field and burned this biomaterial on top of it. This practice turned the topsoil to ash, fertilizing the field for a season or two. In the long run, the soil was completely removed, with constant burning to ash. Finally, the land became wasteland, where nothing really grew for many generations. By the time of this picture, this old way of practicing agriculture was dying out, with more animal husbandry oriented agriculture. These are the last of the common people who still have to rely on this ancient method of farming. The landscape is rocky, work clothes are worn, the child's belly makes her look like malnutritioned. They are holding onto a dying way of life. They have no capital to move more animal husbandry oriented farming. They cannot embrace the new way of life. This is the last season of crops that they get with this old method. The modern working day class probably feels the same way. Their way of income is dying out, and they are holding on to their last season in the sun.